I'm going to teach you one of the secrets elite advertisers use to scale brands easily, profitably, and frankly, faster than other people. And it has very little to do with the ad account, surprise. It has all to do with marketing fundamentals using positioning. So let's walk through the first level of these fundamentals. This is something that it took me years to understand, to learn, and to practice. And there's a few small tweaks that all comes from the fundamentals of that ad and the positioning that can allow you to do these things. And that's the difference between someone who can scale brands quickly, knows exactly what to do, what to test to get there, versus people who are randomly doing a bunch of stuff and by sheer luck actually getting some success or some results. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing is we have been doing this for a long time. So my agency, we work with a lot of brands that we do this type of positioning with. And in my opinion, it's the big unlock and breakthrough that everyone's searching for, but they're just not thinking about conceptually. So this is level one. There's several levels to this. I'll be making more videos walking through how to do this, but it all starts here. Okay, so how does this work? So why is positioning important? Well, first of all, it's important because it's going to make your ads perform better. I've seen this time and time again when we take brands on that this small tweak, this small change is enough to give drastically different performance. And I'll show that to you in this video. So why is this important? Well, first, it's going to make your ads perform better. When you use correct positioning, and you are using and testing positioning, you'll need to make less ads. And I'll show you that in a second. Your ads will stay on longer because they're converting longer. You will attract net new customers. And I hear brands all the time say that they're just not getting new customers. They have a great repeat purchase rate. They aren't getting new people. Well, this is the reason why. This is their problem. They also reach new audiences. And a lot of brands I talk to, they say, I'm stuck. I've plateaued. This is the reason why. Brands also will have greater scale potential. I also hear all the time, I've been hitting this glass ceiling. I just can't get past it. And this is the reason why. Your costs will be more stable and you're never going to run out of audiences. You really won't. And with these tactics, you're going to actually see that, this positioning, you're going to see that the whole world will be open to you if you can unlock this. Now, if you don't use positioning, you're going to often be frustrated and stuck. Why can't I figure out how to scale? You're going to be forced to use discounts because you've overextended yourself and now you need some kind of engine to bring new people into your business, to attract them, to get them to buy, which frankly is just a death spiral to the bottom when you do that. A lot of our brands, by the way, they don't have to use discounts. Yes, we have brands that use discounts and you can use it strategically to acquire customers, but it's very strategic. It's not like across the entire website forever. And typically when I see this, it's because that brand or whoever's running their ads just doesn't understand positioning, because the right positioning means you don't always have to use discounts. If you don't use positioning, you're going to be plateaued. You're going to be frustrated. Brands come to us and they say, I've been stuck here for 2 years and I can't get past it. This is the reason why. Your costs are going to keep going up all the time. Everyone says meta ads just keep going up. And that is true, I guess, across the board. But the majority of the time is because the brand just doesn't understand positioning appropriately. You're going to have inconsistent results and it's going to have that invisible ceiling. So if you don't learn positioning, this is your future. If you do learn positioning and you apply it, and I have to warn you, it's not something that you're going to watch this video and you're going to immediately just start trying it and it's going to start crushing. You have to build that skill. Like everything else in life, there's no quick win of success. You have to build this skill. But I'm going to give you the fundamentals and the right way of thinking to begin applying it to build that skill. But if you do learn it, this is your future. And we see this every single week, every single month with our brands. So what is the positioning? Well, level one is the states of awareness. You have to understand the states of positioning awareness. So every person in the world can fall into these states. And I'll explain that further. And that's why a lot of our brands have so much higher scale potential, is because they learn how to position that product to greater and greater audiences, or what we call TAMs, total addressable markets, to keep unlocking new markets to get more new customers. And if you unlock this correctly, you will have a scaling machine by understanding the states of positioning awareness. All right, so what are they? So if you've been around marketing for any amount of time, you're going to have heard some of this in other places. You're going to have heard similar things, similar concepts, because at the end of the day, when you hear that, it means it's a core fundamental principle that you have to understand. But from my experience, having done this for 8 to 10 years, no one really understands this besides a few people. And really, no one really practices this besides a few people, which often tells me that they're just regurgitating these fundamentals and principles, because I rarely see people apply it. All right, so first of all is most aware. And I'll show you ad examples too. Most aware is where a person already knows about your brand and product, what it does, what he or she wants and is just getting preoccupied from buying. That could mean that they are just a kid came and interrupted them and they forgot to buy, or they aren't quite convinced yet and like, $120 is a lot of money. I need some kind of incentive. An example of that is just going to be a discount, right? So typically an ad like this, when you have an ad like this, you're really only targeting people who are most aware, because without fully understanding the product and the brand, a discount isn't going to mean anything to anyone. Then you have product aware. It's a person who isn't completely aware of your product and all it does and how good it is versus others like it. So in this state of positioning awareness, you are going after people who they have some understanding of the different products that are out there, but they aren't quite sure which one is best for them, which one's going to best fit quite what they're looking for. And so the ad's job here is to help them understand, to then give them that knowledge to make the right decision. And a great example of this from Rise is going to be, that's when you want to talk about everything that's in the product, everything that's unique about the product, everything that shows the bang for the buck they're going to get by buying the product. And I want to pause here because this is where I see a lot of brands often going wrong, is they make ads like this and they're just trying to sling it and trying to scale with it, but it's not made for that type of positioning awareness state. And so for these kinds of awareness states right here, you want to be turning features and benefits into what's in it for them, but really specifically, why is this product better than everyone else's? Why is this product better than some other person who sells mushroom coffee? That's the kind of ads you want to be making for this state of awareness. And I'll show you why this is important for scale in a few moments. Then you have the next state of positioning awareness, is solution aware. A person knows or that and recognizes right away that they want the benefits of what a product offers them, but they're not quite sure which product, right? Or they're somewhat aware that there is a solution out there, but they're not quite sure all the different products, all the different brands, all the different nuances and ingredients inside of that product. And so this is where they need a bit of educating and understanding what's actually right for them. And a great example of this is helping them understand directionally what they're trying to go after. So a really great example of this is an old me and a new me, by positioning your product that, for example, for this one, solution aware, they understand that they have a problem. There's not quite what the solution is. So an ad like this does a really great job of bridging that gap from, I know I have a problem because I'm facing it right now, old me, and I know directionally there's got to be something out there that's a solution for it. I'm not quite sure what the products are, and then showing them this is the actual solution for you. That's a great example. Then the next state of positioning awareness is problem aware. A person knows they have the problem. So they know they have a problem. I know I'm fat. I don't know of what workout programs to use, but I know I'm fat. I know I need to lose weight or otherwise I'm going to die. It's going to be bad for my heart. It's going to kill me. But like I said, I don't know what the solution is. So a great example of this is use your ad and state the problem. State the problem, state the pain they're feeling, state the horror of that problem. And that's a really great way to use that kind of targeting for a problem aware state of positioning. Okay, then you have unaware. A person is either clueless of their problem, need, or desire, or they just won't admit it to themselves consciously or subconsciously. These are the hardest states to unlock in positioning awareness. It's the hardest state to unlock because it takes so much effort, because you're facing two big dilemmas. These people, they aren't problem aware, solution aware, product aware. And so you have to create that awareness in them, which is why it's so hard. Big companies spend millions of dollars a year just on unlocking the state, because that's what unlocks and fuels the rest of the states. So for this kind of state, the two battles you're facing is, one, are they just completely clueless, like going back to being fat? I'm not even aware I'm fat, which means I have to introduce to them that, hey, you may have a problem, you may be fat. And let me show you examples why. Or it's so deep inside of them that they're choosing to ignore it either on the conscious level or on the subconscious level. So you're really battling these different understandings of what's going on inside that person's mind. And typically how you unlock this is with stories. Like this is a gift that I took of an ad where they said the best energy diet hacks in 2024 for single moms, right? And so typically how you unlock a state like this is you use stories, you use examples. Those are typically the things like how this person did this one decision and started making $30,000 a month. That's the kind of ads that are for someone who's unaware. And stories are a really great way to unlock it, because using the story as a channel, it then takes them through either an ideal outcome that they want, or it then creates the problem or the need that they have, which then is what the problem is. The other thing to keep in mind here as well is, besides stories, what you can use for unlocking this positioning awareness is you can actually use identification. So for example, let's say, going back to that fat example, is how this tired dad of little kids got in the best shape of his life. That would be targeting me because I'm a dad of little kids, and it's using identification of who I am, how I'm feeling, which I'm not fat, by the way, who I am and how I'm feeling to then get my interest. And then through the education on the video or on the landing page, introduce to me that, hey, dude, you may have a problem. How you feel about life and about yourself is because you're fat and you have a problem, right? So that is how you use it. Now, you may be asking, okay, dude, this makes sense. How does this actually help? Well, I'm glad you asked. So we do this all the time. And let me show you in an actual ad account. Just by changing the positioning of a product in an ad, we were able to drop a CPA in half just by changing the positioning. Or just by changing the positioning of an ad, we're able to scale it significantly. So this is just the power that I hope you guys understand. Positioning is a big deal. It's a very big deal, because with each new level of state of awareness, you unlock new levels of scale. So if you want to scale, and you want to scale aggressively, and you want more sales, the further up the chain you go in the states of positioning awareness, the more scale potential you have. Why? Because you have a small amount of people who actually know who you are intimately. And then above that, you have a bigger group of people who know of the industry and know of many different products. Then the state above that is you have people who understand that there are lots of solutions out there for a particular problem, but for whatever reason, they haven't researched it, they haven't gone down that path. Then you have an even bigger pool of people who know that I am fat, but I haven't even started the solution yet. And then above that, you have an even larger group of people, millions upon millions of people, who are completely unaware that they have a problem, right? Because humans are ignorant, or we just haven't gone down that path. But here's the kicker. But the further you go up the states of positioning awareness, the more education you have to do, which means you have to work harder to help educate them, either in the video format or on the landing page, or it's going to take several touches to get them into your ecosystem, to have them then follow you, and then your social content educates them, or to capture their email address and phone number so that your emails and SMSs begin to educate them. That's the struggle you have, but this is how we scale brands, because we know that by focusing on the states of positioning awareness, we can unlock cheaper CPAs and significantly more scale. We just have to think through the right research and positioning that we often go through our unique process to unlock and untap those great sales places. So make sure when you're making your next ad, be asking yourself, what is the state of positioning awareness? One, I want to target. Number two, look at all your ads. What am I currently targeting right now? Am I just stuck in just one state, which I see all the time? When a brand comes on, we'll take all our ads, put them out visually, and we'll see what rut are they stuck in. And oftentimes I see brands are stuck in most aware or product aware or sometimes solution aware, which is why they're stuck, because they have to unlock those next levels to then unclog that revenue source of revenue potential. So if you feel like you need help with this, schedule a link below. My team of 80 people, we do this all the time. And that is how we're able to predictably, quickly grow brands profitably. See you in the next video.